In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 brand new ways that YouTube has rolled out to help creators like you monetize their content and their channels. Plus, we're going to touch some new stats and share our 2 favorite ways of making money on YouTube. So a lot of content in this video. But hey, if you're new here, this channel is called Video Influencers. Benji, tell anybody new what we're all about.
You guys, welcome to Video Influencers. We're helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. If you guys are new to this channel, comment below and let us know, how many videos you dived into. But basically, Sean and I, we've been on this platform for 10 plus years. I'm a daily vlogger. Sean has his own tech channel. We both love YouTube. And guess what? After about 8-7 years of doing this, we decided we wanted to teach people how to utilize this platform, whether for their own passions and hobbies, for their business, or ultimately to become a YouTuber. So we put this channel together. We interview people that we feel have succeeded, not just at the highest levels like Gary Vaynerchuk or Casey Neistat, but even people that are maybe not as known, have smaller channels, but are making a full-time income. And beyond that, we've got talking head videos where we're giving you tips and tricks. But today we're excited. We're live here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, getting ready to drop some monetization techniques that just got rolled out.
Absolutely. And recently we were at VidCon in Anaheim where they announced a lot of this. And there's actually some really exciting stats about YouTube as well. And it's an exciting time to be on YouTube. So if you're just starting, this is a great time. If you've been here for a while, the platform keeps adding new features and a lot of cool stuff. But Benji, what are some of the latest stats?
Yeah, one of the big numbers is 1.9 billion logged in users. And what that means is almost 2 billion people are on this platform watching videos. And why that's crazy is that's a lot of people. Those are a lot of potential subscribers for your channels if you're just starting out, and potentially a lot more creators coming into the space. So be glad that you're starting right now, as well as I think they said 90 plus countries are involved on the platform, as well as 80 plus languages. So when you talk about opportunities, not just to reach an English speaking community like we do here, but all kinds of communities, there's just so much possibilities right now, working with other creators from other countries, collaborating, expanding your audience beyond your own borders. And that's the one thing I love about YouTube. We're being connected not just within the people within our own communities, but outside the communities. So you can build much bigger audiences around niche types of content and channels in ways you could never do before. And YouTube is not slowing down. It's only speeding up and getting better.
Absolutely. And so we're going to be talking about 3 of the brand new ways to make money here on YouTube, as well as our 2 favorite ways to make money on YouTube. But hey, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. What's up, Pauline? What's up, Hunter? Great to see you at VidCon, the Gore family. Appreciate you guys. But let's dive into this. And YouTube has added some new features. And the first new way to make money on YouTube is merchandise. And YouTube has actually partnered up with Teespring. So creators have been making money with merchandise for a really long time, but now there's actually integration with Teespring and YouTube. And so this is pretty exciting. So Benji, talk a little bit about the details.
Well, this is the thing, like Sean said, this is nothing new. YouTubers selling their own merch. I've been selling shirts for a very long time on my platform with my wife as daily vloggers. Why this is a game changer is because it's going to be integrated into the platform itself. So number one, you're going to be able to have your viewers buy your merchandise without ever leaving YouTube, which is awesome. So when you talk about buying things, the quicker you can do the call to action to them actually checking out is better. Second big game changer is the fact that it is on the platform and YouTube likes it when you stay in YouTube, you guys. You don't have to leave. That is amazing that we have this ability to do that, and I think it's literally going to change so much. There are already creators literally that have been making tons of money, and it's not just from shirts and hats and things like mugs, but even like there's another channel made a little plushie toy of one of the characters in their videos. So I'm excited for this opportunity.
Yeah, and so for the first new way of making money with YouTube and Teespring, a couple of the facts are it is US only right now, and you have to have 10,000 subscribers. And the other cool thing about this is that for the first year, if you jump on this quick, YouTube is going to give you $1 for every transaction. So you already, when you do Teespring, it's print on demand. And what's cool about that is they handle everything. They handle the, you just upload your artwork, they handle the shipping, they handle returns, they handle the printing, and all of those types of things. But in addition to your commission from Teespring itself, you're gonna get an extra $1. So if you were able to move 100 units of merch, a couple mugs, some t-shirts, even some leggings, some journals or books or whatever, then you're gonna get $1 for every one of those transactions for the next 12 months. So it's like an incentivized program that YouTube wants to add there.
And the last thing I'll say is I've actually used Teespring before. So I've sold merchandise right out of my garage, right? I've used some other websites, but I've used Teespring, and I'll tell you, like, it's the least amount of headaches of all the partners. So I'm not surprised that YouTube picked them. And the fact that it's integrated in there and it's going to be broadcasting on all your videos is pretty amazing. So definitely check it out if you guys can have the ability to use it yourselves.
And one clarification too is actually where those merch is going to show up is right below your video. So normally sometimes there's ads down there or sometimes there's other things happening, but that's where those are going to show up. Now one bummer, and we think there'll be some updates to the program, is when you turn it on, it shows up on every single one of your videos, which we think is a weird limitation, because what if you don't actually talk about it in the video? It could seem whatever, but nevertheless, I'm personally definitely going to want to maximize this over on Think Media, especially because of that incentive from YouTube. I think that just really empowers creators to make more money. And then, you know, one tip with all of these, you might be like, well, guys, I don't have 10,000 subscribers yet. We want to encourage you. You can already create merch. There is a lot of print on demand sites. There's Printify, there's Teespring. You can sign up for it even if it doesn't integrate with your YouTube channel and still send your audience and your community there. So consider merch as a monetization strategy, whether or not you can do this brand new YouTube integration.
And you might be just starting out and have a fairly small audience, so you have the ability to just do it at home. Like I said, when we first started doing merch ourselves, we did it right out of a garage, right? It was a much more manageable number. You're gonna wanna work with these other websites when your audiences have gone bigger. But in the beginning, you want the full profit margin, right? You want every dollar that you can get to help you support your YouTube channel, ultimately do this full time. Because that's when the magic happens. That's when your audiences will get much bigger. You'll get more views, is when you're able to focus on your content full time and you don't have, you know, maybe a second job or third job or school or other things to focus on. And you can go all in with YouTube, which we're all about that.
Yes, and question for you guys, have you ever bought merch from a creator? I'm just curious, have you ever bought merch? Tell us in the comments, which brings us to number 2, and we'll hit it just really quick, but that's ticketing. So a brand new feature that YouTube has added is ticketing, and this is a partnership between Ticketmaster and YouTube. And so this is mainly going to be for artists or musicians, but basically this, if you ever sell tickets on Ticketmaster, that's where the integration is. And if you have a tour, then that can start being integrated into your YouTube channel. So this is mainly for bigger musicians probably, or someone doing live events at a level where you'd be using Ticketmaster. But again, what YouTube is trying to do is what Benji's mentioned, is they want people to stay on platform. So if there can be integrations, so it's not that anybody can sell tickets at any time on Eventbrite or something like that. You throw your own event, we're throwing our own event. Like, it's all about, you just are hosting it somewhere else. This though is tying it in to the actual platform. So that's number 2. Anything else on that, Benji?
You know, all I'd say to that is, like, you know, it might be isolated to some of the bigger influencers or musicians right now, but in the future they might open it up to a lot of people. You know, my wife and I, for years, we've done meet and greets, right? We started out with like about 12 people at a restaurant in Seattle. We've done ones where there was thousands of people. So it wouldn't surprise me if YouTube starts rolling this out to all creators, if not, like, you know, lowering the threshold for what you need to be able to utilize this, because it's really useful. And again, YouTube wants to keep you on platform. They don't want you going to another website. And all the creators, both big and small, only have the option to take them off platform to another website. So again, this is super powerful stuff that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, and that one is starting with any Ticketmaster artist, if you're selling your tickets in North America. So we could see expansion from that in the future. That brings us to number 3, and that is channel memberships. Channel memberships. That's an updated name. It was called channel sponsorships. Now it's called channel memberships. And what this is is for $5 a month, so that's a set fee, $4.99 here in the US. Although this is already available to a lot of countries. There's a long list, and we'll put a bunch of show notes and links in the description below of all these resources. So it's available in a lot of countries. However, you need at least 100,000 subscribers, and they're experimenting with channels that have less. So you can check your channel, you can go in the back end, and you might be able to add a channel sponsorship, channel membership to your channel. And ultimately, there is a whole list of things that people can do when they subscribe to your channel to be a member. And so that includes seeing community tab posts that are just for members. It actually lets you in chat or whatever have a badge that lets people know you're a supporter of the channel. It lets you also give different perks, different incentives, private Q&As, or whatever else you want to do with your community. So again, not necessarily open up to smaller creators yet, but this is pretty cool. And again, $4.99 a month is what people would be subscribing to. They could cancel at any time. But YouTube is going to take 30% of that revenue, and then the creator gets to keep 70%.
Yeah, you know, one thing I love about this is it's super simple how it looks on the page, right? It's not really obtrusive. It's just this button right next to the subscribe button, right? To be able to support you guys. If you guys have a smaller audience, right? Know that there's other resources like Patreon, okay? So the reason that YouTube is doing this is because I believe partly Patreon has been so successful, right? Again, YouTube wants to create more monetization opportunities for you guys as YouTubers, and not just the AdSense or, you know, like exploring more brand sponsorship kind of opportunities, but they're just trying to bring all the tools that are successful off platform in platform. But if you don't have that large of an audience, Patreon is great, and you know the percentage that they take is about 5%. It's a lot less. And I don't know, can you speak to Patreon? Is there any thresholds that people have to keep in mind, or can they jump in pretty early on?
And so that's a good point. You could jump in at any time. So it's funny with any of these is these are just some new YouTube features that you could do on your own, basically. Whether that's Patreon, there's a lot of other sites that allow you. You could even set that up yourself with like Stripe and a membership site, kind of like Kajabi or Thinkific or something like Teachable, and just, you know, a monthly place where people get private videos for you or something. And honestly, you could be able to keep a lot higher revenue. At that point, you would only be paying for transaction fees or web hosting fees. But I think the other thing that YouTube's doing here is making it user-friendly, because it's all built in, it's all integrated. You know, Nate asks, will there be different levels of membership? There might be, but right now YouTube is keeping this kind of basic. Whereas on Patreon, you could support a channel for $100 a month, $50 a month, $5 a month. You could set up different tiers. This is just $4.99 here in the US. I'm sure that's a local currency. And again, we'll link to a list of all the countries. But that is subscription. And you know, the one thing I would say is something to be thinking about in the influencers community is the subscription service. Here's what we've learned. Are you subscribed to Netflix? Are you subscribed to Amazon Prime? In fact, let us know. Are you? Do you subscribe to Netflix?
Which ones do you subscribe to?
Yeah,
Put it
what do
down
you
below.
use? Do you use Hulu? Do you use Amazon Prime? Tell us in the comments. But, you know, those types of sites, and Netflix has become worth more than Disney right now. Like, until Disney launches their membership site. Why? Because they have built a user base that's paying what's called continuity. That means people are subscribed on a monthly basis. If you're early on in your journey, that might not be something you launch with, but it's something you should be thinking about, because it's one thing to sell product one time. It's another thing to have subscribers on a monthly basis to build a base of revenue if you kind of want to build your income and make this full time.
Yeah, you know, friends of mine, Simon and Martina from Japan, they're actually vloggers like my wife and I. They live in Tokyo. They were able to go through the beta of this, right? And they've got such hardcore fans. They found a lot of success. Even on the YouTube blog, they talk about how they've been able to successfully use this. The reason this is something you want to be thinking about right away is because that's why you want to create valuable content that is audience first, you second, right? Because if they know that you're trying to help them with their life, whether entertaining them or answering questions or, you know, giving them up-to-date news about what's going on in the world, whatever it is, over time, they're gonna feel like they wanna support you, continue doing what you're doing. And if that means if they pay that $5 to become a member of this membership program, and it helps get more content for themselves, not only do they get to support somebody that's been supporting them, you know, like through content for years, but potentially they'll get even better content. So right from the get-go, always be thinking like, how do I deliver value so that one day, maybe when I do ask them to support me, they'd actually want to support me with just $5. We're talking like $5 is not a lot if it's like a monthly expense for something you really value.
Absolutely. And so those are the three new ways, but we still want to talk about our two favorite ways to monetize and make money on YouTube. And we'd love to hear any of the things you're doing. You know, our question of the day is what have you started making money on YouTube yet? And what are your income streams? Have you been doing merch? Have you been doing YouTube ads? What have you been doing? We also want to say Magic of Why, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
Really appreciate the support. And let's dive into our favorite way. So, you know, to recap, we talked about merchandise, number one. And the second one that they've added is ticketing. We have that around here somewhere as well. And the third way we also have right here is recapping channel memberships. And so that is a new way to monetize. But, you know, my favorite way, and then Benji will hit his, number 4, is affiliate marketing. And so we talked a lot about this here on this channel. But affiliate marketing is my favorite way to make money. You know, some of these other things, you need 10,000 subscribers to get going with merch. You need 100,000 to do channel memberships. You need a lot of views and potentially subscribers to make any kind of money off YouTube ads. But the reason I've always loved affiliate marketing the most is because it's absolutely, I believe, the best way to get started earning money on YouTube, no matter how big your audience is.
Yeah.
And essentially, this is what affiliate marketing is. If you were to create a video and talk about the Sony a7S camera, and you said, hey, in this video I'm going to be sharing my favorite features, giving a quick review of this camera, and then you said, by the way, I'll link to it in the description below. What you could do is you could put a link to the camera, and when someone clicks that link and goes over to Amazon or BH Photo, B&H or whatever, then if they purchase that, you get a commission of the sale. And on Amazon, on a camera like this, you'd only get 4%, but this camera is like $2,000. So that would be an $80 commission if just one person bought the camera. So what happens if 2 people buy it in a day? What happens if 5 people start clicking on your links and buying a blender, or buying some makeup, or buying some gardening tools? And especially on Amazon, when someone clicks that link, you don't just get credit if they buy the camera you talked about, you get credit if they buy anything for the next 24 hours after clicking that link. So they might buy a shop for their boyfriend or husband's birthday, or they might buy some other gear or just some household supplies. You can start really stacking your commissions. And originally that was how I was able to go full-time on YouTube, was YouTube and affiliate marketing over on my channel, Think Media. And so we have a whole series about affiliate marketing. We'll put that on the YouTube card and link to it in the description below. But we'd love to hear from you. Have you tried affiliate marketing yet? And what has your experience been?
Absolutely. And like what I'm going to be talking about, these are things that you can be doing very early on, right? Affiliate marketing. Literally, 1 view, 1 buyer, you get an affiliate commission from that, right? So be thinking that way, that literally if someone watches your video, how are you going to add enough value to their life that they would trust you, take your recommendation, go to your affiliate link and buy it. If you think about that 1 view at a time, when you start getting 1,000 views or 10,000 views, game over, right? And you know, a lot of times you don't need thousands of dollars to get started, right? You might be like happy with just $50 in that month or $100. So start small. So my way, which will be the 5th way we're going to be talking about making money on YouTube, is brand deals. If you guys don't see this, this is not only one of my favorite ways, but also the way that I've been able to, in my journey on YouTube, make a lot of money and support my business, support my life. A lot of people know about this, you know, getting sponsored by a brand to talk about their product or service in their videos, right? But it goes deeper than that, you know, like not only how you can do it, how early you can do it, but how to accomplish it at a really high level. For example, at a high level, right, you've got 1 million subscribers, right? And you've got this brand that says, hey, could you talk about our product in your next vlog, and you get paid X amount of dollars. Great, right? But in the beginning, maybe you only get paid $10 for that product integration, $50, $100. Or what I always say is $1 saved is $1 earned. And if you've got a channel that's talking about something specific and maybe you don't have a lot of views, but it's enough to get a free product, to me, that's a brand deal, right? And you're not getting paid, but maybe you're saving enough money so that you don't have to spend your own and you can spend it on something else. Maybe investing back into your channel to create better content, to get more views, to get more subscribers. The way you want to tackle getting brand deals for yourself, not just in the beginning, but long term when you have a bigger influence, is creating a brand for yourself, okay? My wife and I, very early on, we knew that we were a family-friendly brand, right? We were starting a family, and now we've got a family. My wife, she was a beauty lover. And third, lifestyle type of content. We're traveling, we're going out, we're playing, we're going to restaurants, very lifestyle, right? Like just vlogging our every single day. We just built on that brand, and over time became the go-to people for any brands that made sense for that type of content. The reason this is something you want to start doing right from the beginning is because the more niche you can get with your brand. For example, say you're a gardener making gardening videos, but you only use organic methods, right? And maybe you're somebody that's doing like gardening to have sustainable food sources for yourself. Whatever it is, right? The more niche you get, the more you separate from the pack, the smaller audience you'll need to work with potentially brands or companies that would make sense for that type of content. Because, you know, this is the thing, the more niche you are, the less content creators there are for brands that align with that type of content to sponsor the videos. So early on, you could potentially get brand deals from brand companies that don't make sense maybe to the bigger creators, but make sense to you because you're filling a niche type of content or interest that no one else is doing, right? And that's why we always say, start small and go big. If you start with this mindset of like, what do I stand for? What sets me apart from everybody else? And who's my audience that specifically wants this? The more over time you will become more valuable, and you'll be able to charge the highest rates. And that's how you get the best brand deals, you know? There's some people that have 1 million subscribers that don't get as much of a brand deal or sponsorship as somebody with 10,000 subscribers because they're undefined, right? They're not very specific. That person with 10,000, 100,000 subscribers that's very defined, specific, they're gonna be able to command a higher sponsorship. And that's why I always say, even if you're saving $1, right, to earn free product, to make $1 because you're saving $1, still works the same way. Any thoughts on that, Sean?
No, I totally agree. Andrew, thanks so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
To see you in Las Vegas in September. D-Train, thank you so much for the super chat. As we land the plane, proverbial as a plane just drove by, could you hear it? If you got a question, let us know, and we might be able to take a question or two. We just covered 5 of our favorite ways to make money online, and we'd love to hear from you. Have you started making money on YouTube yet, and what income streams have you been focusing on? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to actually check out our series with more tips on making money on YouTube, we'll link that up on the YouTube card and post that in the comments. But D-Train hit us with a super chat and just said, you know, how do you change games and stay within the YouTube algorithm? Love you guys. And so streaming video games, you know, I don't think the game you play is going to keep you in the YouTube algorithm or not. It's going to be things like the watch time. It's going to be things like the engagement on that. So I think the way you would switch games is I would just be following trends. I'd be following attention. I'd be following what people are resonating with you. You know, and some things might be too crowded. So if everybody's playing Fortnite and you just might not be able to even jump in there and break through the noise there, but maybe there's another game that has a smaller audience, I think I would try to get into the suggested videos of those games. So the 2 levers I'd want to pull is, number 1, what are other people doing? And by the way, this applies to everybody for video influencers. You know, whatever your niche, whatever your topic, number 1, what's kind of hot right now? Because if you cover something nobody cares about, that's why it doesn't get views. But if you jump on a hot topic, that's where a lot of views come. Following trends is a major strategy on YouTube, paying attention to what's trending. The other option would be following what other creators in your cluster are doing, what other similar channels are covering. And if you put out similar videos, games, same game they're playing, you could potentially show up in their suggested videos and keep crushing it. So good luck, D-Train, and thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. Love all the comments. We're going to be trying to vibe with you guys afterwards. Hit that like button if you guys are liking these live broadcasts. You know, we're trying to bring you guys the dopest content. And when we're live, we actually get to interact with you directly. So put those comments down below, and we'd love to answer your questions.
Greater Nixa asks, are you guys near an airport? No, just one rogue plane just flew by just there.
Was it super loud?
It was pretty loud. It's pretty funny. And so All right, and thank you, Aston. And Aston talked about for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I tried to apply for the Amazon affiliates, but they said I'm not qualified. Is there a minimum subscriber account? So here's the biggest tip if you want to get started with affiliate marketing is really you want to work on your brand. It's not about a subscriber account that I know of, but it is about like an authority. And what I mean by authority is if you start a YouTube channel and there's no videos, there's no cover art, there's no avatar, and it just looks like a channel that's not alive, they're probably not going to sponsor that. Also, if it just kind of doesn't have a vibe, like sketchy picture, you don't really know what the channel is about, and there's no videos, you're probably not going to get approved. But let's say, if we use Benji's example, you have a gardening channel, they see you got 4 videos out with gardening tips, they see just a clean cover image, you're going to get a chance, and here's how it works. They sign you up, but then you have to make sales within the first 30 to 45 days, I'm pretty sure. So I would recommend for some that you kind of make sure you've got a few videos that are going to come out, like that you don't want to just put out one video, apply for the program, and then realize you're not going to be able to put out new videos all summer long. You're not going to get enough momentum. So when you go for affiliate marketing, create a plan and then just like hustle on it, like because you want to get those first couple sales, and that's what locks in your account for Amazon Associates.
Yeah, you guys, one last thing I want to talk about is about YouTube in general. You know, we talked about 3 new ways to monetize. You can get merchandise integrated onto your channel now. You can get tickets for if you're an artist or you have a show, hopefully for meetups or even smaller creators trying to put on their own events. And then third, memberships, which is this simple button that's at the bottom, right? And then we talk about affiliate marketing, we talk about brand sponsorships. One of the reasons why Sean and I are so passionate about what we're doing is because we feel that YouTube is one of the best, if not the best place to create a business, right? Not just become an influencer or a YouTuber or a vlogger or support your business. You can actually create a business within this platform. And these new new monetization forms are letting you do it on YouTube, which is amazing. And the reason we're so passionate about this is because we still think there's a lot of opportunity in front of us. That's why we do this. You know, both Sean and I, we both have our individual things that we sacrifice time to put out content here because we believe in YouTube, in you guys, and the potential for you guys to become more influential, create an income, and make an impact with online videos. So you guys, take this really seriously, all these new functions, and utilize them if you can.
Absolutely. Magic of Why, yes, thanks again for the super chat, and we will see you at Vid Summit in LA this October, so pumped to meet you there and anybody else. Question of the day, have you started monetizing on YouTube yet, and what methods are you using? If you haven't answered that, let us know in the comments. If you got value out of this video and you'd love more training just like this, smash the thumbs up button, hit that like button, that'd be huge. Make sure to turn on notifications if you haven't yet, and also subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to see other videos here from video influencers, we'll link our monetization playlist right there, and if you want to see another video, we'll link it up right there. Until next time, this channel is all about helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.